It's just unfortunately, maybe this also applies to, medication. I don't know. It's just like, just placebos and, you know. But moving on to a Virginia Tech advancement that I'm a little more excited about because I'm hoping it translates to more of this being taken seriously. The Virginia Tech explores underground power lines. So meanwhile, Virginia Tech is also working on underground power lines to prevent power outages. Like when the snow falls and stuff, as we talked about wind and stuff. The first thing, like what it's this kind of debate of approaches that we were talking about earlier. What was your take from this article, Joe?
Well, before I left Florida, the cable company put everything underground. Not the electric company though.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I guess as long as it doesn't disrupt service or people's lives, it just sounds like the type of undertaking that's gonna it's not like the kind of thing they can do quietly at night. It's something that's gonna disrupt
Mm.
traffic and people's days for a long time if they decide to undertake the project where it just becomes everything in the city. That's a lot of work.
Great point. Great point. And it does make you question where is this money coming from. I didn't see whether or not it had anything to do with the beyond boundaries thing because this is more it was about the campus, but I'm hoping this is one of those things that'll because it is a huge undertaking. It is an investment, but it is more solid, especially depending on how you do it. So this is something I've talked about that like it's one of those things that comes up in a lot of like doomsday theories about like what is it, electromagnetic pulses and stuff like that. If one of those sun spots, what are they called, like
Solar flares.
solar flares, that's it, hits us, our shit's toast. It's a huge maintenance on power lines is a huge investment every year as it is. But if you bury it, especially if you put actual tunneling in there and like you can make it real nice. Jesse Ventura talks about this whenever he goes onto the subject of solar flares. And what's that show he used to have? That was all
The
about conspiracy.
conspiracy show.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
that was how I was introduced to the subject. It was one of those things where I'm like, what? That? Well, it actually kind of sounds like you go down like a rabbit hole with it, and it's one of the more rational things that comes up in these talks.
Ride the lemon and scan now. The sour, the sweet, the savory.